Hi, my name is Vongkiatkajorn. I'm a member of the class of 2015. So the first story I published was a story about illegal driveways in Queens. It was published in DNA Info, which is a local news site. So I went to a community board meeting in southern Brooklyn, which is where I was covering my first beat for Craft. And I'd heard all these complaints about illegal curb cuts. So that's when someone cuts the curb so that they can have their own parking space. And so hearing that complaint made me think, okay, how do we find out how many curb cuts there actually are? So as I was in one of my data classes, I decided to search a public database and map all the complaints in New York. And I actually found out that she was right. There were a lot of curb cut complaints in her area. So I mapped the data and decided to write a story, and I approached Jerry, and he said, this is a perfect story for DNA Info. We pitched it. So in Craft 2, we have a chance to work on a big group multimedia project. It was something that I knew I really wanted to work on. I'm interested in multimedia and interactive work and really doing something as a team. We were covering missing people in New York. Going through the semester, working on stories, I saw a poster for a missing autistic man. He was 20 years old and had diabetes. And I decided, we need more stories. Let me call this person. Let me try and call this family. And they actually got back to me. So I had this incredible chance to follow the family as they looked for their son. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out very well. They found him dead in a park, not too far from where they lived, actually. And through that process, I got to go to the funeral. I attended the press conference when they had just found out that he had passed away. And later after the funeral, a few weeks after, I went to visit the family and talked to them as they were trying to figure out their grief. It was something that I'd never really experienced before. So as I was working on that story, I also helped edit the piece, the whole project. And later on, the project went on to win one of the best student projects at the Online Journalism Awards. For my investigative class with Andy Laren, we worked on a big group project with 5 people total, in which we looked at the U.S. refugee resettlement system as a whole. One of the main things that we put into our project was this big interactive journey, or kind of a quiz that readers can take so that they know what it's like to be a refugee. From the very beginning of our reporting, we always thought that the kinds of cash benefits that refugees get here are pretty low. They get around $1,000 just to last for 3 months. So we decided to make kind of path where users or readers could click through and calculate, say, that they were a family of 3, and this is what it would be like for them to travel from Jordan or Syria to the US. What kind of expenses would they occur? How much would they have to pay for their ticket back? So as you're working on this game, I think that you really learn how to relate to refugees because you're making the same choices. I'd always wanted to be a writer, and I admired people who wrote in the New Yorker or long form, like narrative writers, and I always thought, it's because they're such great writers. But as I came to the program, I realized just the value of reporting, and I think that as I matured and developed in my different classes, I learned how to develop this instinct and appreciation for really just making sure your story is right, making sure that you've pursued every angle. And as I've done different work, I was able to intern at a newspaper in Bangkok, and during that summer, a bomb went off right in the center of the city, and I went and was able to cover that bombing with a colleague of mine, and we got a video into The Guardian, and I also helped to do reporting for Al Jazeera. I used that essay and that experience to apply for an Overseas Press Club Foundation Award. It's an award that's for aspiring foreign correspondents, and I was lucky to receive that award. The award connects you with other people who are interested in your field, people who are interested in international reporting, and from there I'll be working at Reuters as a fellow in Thailand. By coming to CUNY, I've really learned how to become a reporter. Before that, I'd wanted to write, I wanted to be publishing stories and interviewing people, but I didn't really know how to do it. And CUNY gave me a ton of different skills, learning how to make a video or do a radio piece or even make a data visualization. But most importantly, all my professors and all my colleagues have always pushed me to just go out and find the story. Don't wait. Just think of an idea and start reporting. Make a phone call, get on the ground. And that push was just essential in helping me realize that, I could start doing this. I could start publishing stories. I feel as if going forward, I'm going to be ready to tackle any kind of challenge because I know that I can do it. I've done it. And even if there are more challenges ahead, I know I have the instincts to go forward, and I have these amazing friends and colleagues and professors who will answer my questions to help me get to where I want to go.